welcome to the greatest sports betting channel on earth, Captain Crush's YouTube, baby. We're here and we're gonna cook a master class, just like always. The first thing you notice, Captain Crush's beautiful mug, it's not on screen, baby, because the webcam ain't camming. It ain't hitting, Chief, and I'm not gonna waste any time trying to get it set up. I'm telling you, my whole setup's poverty. I'll admit it, hand to God, I know my setup's poverty, folks. I'm working on lifting myself out of poverty. You gotta help me out. Now, speaking of poverty, yesterday could have been an absolute banger, but the play of the day, Victor Wembanyama, 4.5 blocks, the demon, cash it, baby, 7 blocks for Mr. Slim 2.0. He cashed. It was sweat-free. He even got injured mid-third quarter, mid-second half, whatever have you, and he came back, bang, 7 blocks. It's hitting. No one else has the stones to make a demon the play of the day except Captain Crush. Don't you ever forget it, buddy. There's only one. Now, today is a new day. It's March 6th, 2024, and we got an 8-game slate digest, and things are gonna be hitting. Now, just like yesterday, right out of the gate, Captain Crush has a sleeper slip ready, prepared, and ready to hit just for you. And we're going right back to the wagon. De'Aaron Fox, 2.5 turnovers. Woo! He's hitting, boys. Last game, he got like 5. He's been an absolute wagon. He can't hold on to the ball. We got a rival game, and I fully expect him to come through and turn that rock over. Next, we got the Beard returning to Houston, baby. And you know he's going to be dropping dimes. He's going to be hitting hoops, and I literally took the discount here, baby, at 13.5, and then I threw in a dart that might hit. It might chalk. Cameron Payne versus the Poverty Grizzlies, 22.5 PRA. This is for boy RJ Senses. You put this in the mix. Yesterday's sleeper slip that the Crush gave you cashed. Use promo code Crush, get the deposit match, and get a full free month of my Discord. But wait, there's more, baby. You take yourself over to Chalkboard because some of you may already have sleeper and you don't want to go there. You take Jordan Poole, you take the alternate line, 21.5 PRA. You take the alternate line of the Beard, and then you pair it with, once again, De'Aaron Fox, 2.5 turnovers, and it's hitting for 3x. Promo code Crush again. Same deal applies. Free month of the Discord. Yesterday's sleeper slip cashed. The Chalkboard slip hooked. Bradley Beal shot, 6 for 18. Absolutely horrible. He cost me a massive day, but it is what it is. The read was there. It went into overtime. He just shot terrible. We move. So let's go back over to PrizePicks, where they've blessed us, or maybe, just maybe, they cursed us with a Josh Giddey PRA promo. Yeah, everybody's talking it's under 18. Yeah, I don't care about any of that. The only thing I care about is it hitting, okay? Miss me with the meme nonsense. All I want to know is it hitting, okay? And against the Portland Trailblazers, I would be amiss if I said no, it is hitting. It's gotta hit because it's Wednesday, and on Wacky Wednesday, Captain Crush needs a W. Now, I talked about him on Sleeper. I talked about him on Chalkboard, but here he is. He's Jordan Poole, and I talked about him last couple days ago. His first half PRA has been a wagon. He comes off the bench, and the man respects coin. It's the craziest thing. The man's playing for his life. He knows if he doesn't perform, he's going to the G League. So Jordan Poole has once again stepped up. Bang! He's made Captain Crush's list for the twice time this week. You love to see it, or maybe you hate to see it because he might just sell. You never know. The man's a door-to-door salesman. Knock, knock. It's not a Jehovah's Witness. It's Jordan Poole, and he's coming to take your coin. But not today, baby. Tough matchup, sure. I'll give you that. But they haven't moved this line, and I will continue to ride this train. Look at this train, baby. If you got a ticket for this train, hop aboard, because Captain Crush is the conductor. Choo-choo. It's hitting. 12 PRA. We got push equity. Bang. He's hitting. I'm telling you. Jordan Poole first half PRA. I'm going to sprinkle in the first half. I'm going to dash in the full game. And I know that Jordan Poole is going to come through for old Crush. Now, if we hop over here to DG Fantasy, we can see everything's pushing the under on Jordan Poole like always, except for his P+A. But guess what? I don't care. I'm going to take his PRA. I do not care. It's being juiced under. Maybe we get it later at another line. But again, the first half is the priority. The spread's garbage. garbage, but the man's at home, and maybe, just maybe, there's a baddie at ringside, or should I say courtside. It is a ring. Get used to it. These are the modern day gladiators. It's a ring. And maybe Jordan Poole hits, okay? This is the first half PRA stats right here, baby. For the last couple of games, since I told you, since coming back from All-Star break and Valentine's Day, when he's been coming off the bench, the man has been cooking. 13, 15, 18, 25, 14, 26, 14, and 25. He had no rebounds or assists last game. First half, it was all points, and he cooked in 12 minutes. Papa. 12 minutes and he got it done. 18, 14, 16, 13. Now, we're going to need him to play at least 15 minutes in this matchup to get it done because as you can see, it's a stingy, nasty matchup. If you look at the Orlando Magic, they're a pace down spot. They don't allow a lot of points, rebounds, or assists to his position, but we don't care about any of that because Jordan Poole is coming off the bench. He's going to be playing with Orlando's bench and hopefully he runs it down and cooks a dime and throws it in the hoop for you and me. We cash a slip or two. So Jordan Poole, he's in the mix. I've made my case, but hear me closely. If you haven't been cashing on this train, like I said yesterday, you don't have a ticket to get on this train. Take a hike. If he's been cashing you coin, then you ride that train one more time. Just like I said with Victor Wembanyama. If he's been cashing you, ride that train one more time. And we will do it with Jordan Poole. Now let's keep our feet firing and see what other dumpster fires we got coming because they bumped it all, baby. Captain Crush, he was up late last night, 4 a.m. Central Time, whooping people in Mortal Kombat. Claire's buddy, everybody that steps up to try to fight Captain Crush in Mortal Kombat, they find out real quick who's him and who's not. I will take my Raiden up against anybody at any time. All challenges welcome. $100 open challenge. You beat Captain Crush, you win $100, baby. Who's gonna step up to the plate and make me humble? Nobody. That's who. Nobody. Now, like I said, they bumped everything that I liked the night before. My entire slip that I posted in the Discord the night before has all been moved. So I literally locked in 6 legs of value, and I just feel, you ever get that feeling you got in all the value? I got Franz Wagner at 26.5 PRA, and I feel like they're just gonna punish me for it with a massive donut. I'm praying and begging that they don't, but you never know, man. Sometimes it just feels too good to be true. So on the other side of that matchup, if you were to play Jordan Poole, there's a man, Wendell Carter Jr. He's been trending up. 21.5 PRA. I think it's a slight little dart throw. You could put it in the mix if you'd like. It's going to be a sweat. But remember, pace up spot. I'm not afraid of Washington's interior. I think Wendell Carter could have a decent game. Again, it would be old Franz, but they bumped him to high heaven. So I got to find somebody else. And don't forget, Banchero's always going to be in that mix, Papa. But 40.5 fantasy seems a little bit too high even in this matchup. But you never know. If I was a betting man, which I am, I'd probably be taking less on Banchero's fantasy score long term, but we're just going to have to wait and see. I think Carter and Wagner's fantasy still has upside. Again, we're going to need this game to stay close. You might even be able to look at a dagger dumpster over here. Jalen Suggs, and pray that he gets blocks and steals because his whole fantasy score is tied to his ability to get blocks and steals and buckets. That's pretty much all he's good for. I will be fading. Now we have to talk about James Harden returning to Houston. He averages 1.19 fantasy points per minute with a 20% usage rate. Now this has narrative written all over it, baby. Houston Rockets, pace down spot, slow pace matchup. I really don't have any interest, but if you're going to give me the beard when he might have a chip on his shoulder at 39 fantasy points, I liked his points before the bump. Got it at 17.5. But now I'm going to have to take a dabble on this fantasy score here. Who's coming with me now? I know it's scary. If you want, you could go to his R plus A. Maybe even his PRA could be in the mix. We need the game to stay close, and we need it like air. And that's all I got to say about the beard. Remember, 1.19 fantasy points per minute. He's in the mix. He needs to be considered. But whenever you target James Harden, folks, you already know what you're getting yourself into. Captain Crush doesn't need to remind you. Now, we have the Cavs who just did the impossible. Absolutely came back there on cloud 9. They beat the Celtics. No Donnie. Yo, Donnie. Donnie wasn't in the mix. It was all D Wade. And I'm not talking Dwayne Wade from the Miami Heat. I'm talking bearded Wade. He literally was splashing every three. Captain Crush was watching it live, baby. Live and in person. He crushed. And now Darius Garland, he's got to be considered. His points, his assists, his 3 points attempted at 8.5. Papa, it's in the mix. He literally didn't even have to shoot 3-pointers last night because D Wade was absolutely catching fire, baby. You can't see me, but I'm moving around like a jelly bean because D Wade was him for one night only. It was amazing to see. This is shout out to Westbrook because he was the one that put me on the 3-point attempted way back when. You want to go to his field goal attempted? You could. Either of those lottery tickets are in the mix. I will probably wait and look for a fantasy score and pray that it comes up. But remember, Evan Mobley's not in the mix, Papa. He's out. He got injured yesterday, so he ain't playing today, most likely. Anything could change at any time in today's National Blowout Association, but Darius Garland, his fantasy score and his points, assists, and his 3 points attempted is in the mix. They don't have a fantasy score up for him yet, but the matchup is crispy, Papa. I'm telling you, the matchup's crispy. The Atlanta Hawks, pace up spot, no defense, everything you could want in one game. Bang! You gotta consider old Darius Garland. Somebody yesterday said Darius Garland has the handles of Kyrie. I kind of lulled, but maybe he's right. The old commentator on the tube when I was watching it live. There's so much to discuss on this slate, guys. There's so much to discuss. There's so much that I want to talk about, but I don't want to have a 50-minute video. You DJs can't even handle a 10-minute video, much less a 20 to 25 minutes of Captain Crush. You can't handle it. So what do I got to do? I got to get it off in the live stream, baby. The live stream today at 5 p.m. Central. I'm going to be right on time waiting to cook a master class. And it's as easy as simple as this. You go to CaptainCrush.net, you go to the gold package, buy now, 1 month, bang. If you got a promo code, you add it into the mix, you get 50% off. It's still there. It's still live. Dub Club hasn't removed it. So consider yourself blessed for 1 month. And what do you get with that? Cap, I'm new. What do I get with that? You get access to the People's Discord, which is led by Captain Crush. You get the think tank. You get all the Joel Embiid specials. You get all the pre-chalkers. You get all the clowns. You get it all. You get Captain Crush slapping people back into reality when they get out of line. You get the esports gurus. You get all Captain Slips, his plays, his projection sheets that look just like this every single day. Player name, fantasy projection, point, rebound, assist, steal, you name it, it's there. I'm here to help you guys make your slips and make you a better fantasy sports player. That is what Captain Crush is here to do. And I do that in the Discord. I answer your questions. I do it all. We got a good community. We got a couple of bums, but so does every community. Don't believe me? Go to any major city. You got a couple of good ones, but you're always going to have the poverty here and there. It is what it is. But yesterday was a master class for Captain Crush. It could have been an epic day, but here we go. This was my main slip right here. 40 to win 1280. The Taco, the Wemby Demon, Bradley Beal, Bam Adebayo less, Zinger over, Jamal Murray over, sweat free. Bradley Beal 8 for 16 or 6 for 18, 6 for 18. We watched it live. He was the last leg in several of my slips. I ended up getting 2x. This paid 3.5x for 2 since I threw in the Demon. So 130, not bad, but take a look at Captain Crush's night. He wasn't done there. Here's that slip right there. A 3-man here that should have hit. It did. I flexed it with Bradley Beal. Unfortunately, he hooked again. Same thing here. Same thing here. This was a cash. This was pregame. Bang. Aaron Gordon sold. The Taco cost me my 12.5x. You hate to see it, Captain Crush. Captain Crush was getting robbed all night, baby. Tacos and Bradley Beal. You hate to see it. A live slip cash. This is pivotal for being in my Discord. If you are in my Discord and you pay attention to the general chat, you will get live slips from me, Captain Crush, watching the games live, cooking it for you live on scene, and you will cash. Because if Captain Crush watches a game live and cooks a slip, I'm telling you, it's hitting 8 out of 10 times. Another sleeper cash. This was posted right here on the Discord, right here on YouTube for the faithful. A lot of people had a good day yesterday, fellas. As you can see, if we go here to the daily prop list, this is where I put out the list. You got to mix and match them. Bam, Les, cash. Luka, cash. Kelly, cash. Lively played 16 minutes. He chalked. Barrett, cash. And Wemby, cash. Almost a clean sweep, baby. It's in the mix. Get in the mix, and you will get access to all of this, including Captain Crush's live streams, which are way down here at the bottom at 5 Central every day, where I cook. You think YouTube is good? Wait till Captain Crush is unfiltered in his own house. Literally why I charge the Dub Club, because it's worth its weight in gold. I put my heart and soul into it, and that is a fact. So let's slide on over back to PrizePicks and see what else we can come up with in this dumpster, because make no mistake, it's a dumpster fire, fella. I'm over here on DG Fantasy, and as you can see, everything's being juiced under. DG Fantasy promo code Crush. Get in the mix on that. They'll give you 25% off. You can't beat it with a stick. I'm telling you, I'm on my soapbox. It's a great tool, but if you don't know how to use a great tool, you won't win coin. And Captain Crush teaches you how to use these tools, how to use Outlier Bet, how to use my projection sheet. I teach it all, baby, on a daily basis. So you get in the mix. Now, this one right here, DeJounte and Garland over 46 points. It looks crispy. And what did I say about Suggs? Captain Crush talked about Suggs. 12.5 P plus A. Bang. Minus 152 on the softest book of them all. You got to have some exposure. Another one, Wendell Carter Jr., 11.5 points. Minus 133 on Pinnacle. Get in the mix. Captain Crush gives you the projection sheet. He gives it all to you. All you got to do, you pull this up, you compare it to Crush's projection sheet. If they line up, bang, you fire it in a slip. It's that easy. Look at this. James Harden's being juiced under. Are we going with it? James Harden is hitting. I'm telling you. So we got a couple of options with that Laker game now, and they bumped D'Angelo Russell to 18. I got him at a crispy 17.5. Do we take the bump? You bet your bottom dollar I'm taking the bump. Why? Because he's hitting. If you don't want to take that bump, you go right over here, baby. Look at this. You go to Austin Reeves. You take a look at his points. You say, they bumped his rebounds. You go down here to 21 P plus A. You take your little finger. You click more. It's likely hitting. Maybe you go to his points plus rebounds. It's likely hitting. Maybe you go to his R plus A. It's likely hitting. Do you get the message? You got to have exposure to these Lakers. I don't care who you are or how you feel. You got to have some exposure, whether it's Russell, whether it's Reeves, whether it's the GOAT LeBron James, whether it's AD who sold your slip because he only played 30 minutes in a blowout. You got to have some exposure because it's hitting. Lakers got to win games. So do the Kings. It should be a good game. Now, we got to talk about Curry because they got blown out of the gym against the Celtics, and maybe they have a chip on their shoulder. Maybe they want to come back, or maybe Curry's actually injured and he's not fooling anybody and he's in pain. I'm telling you right now, I got it at 26.5, but you're going to have to consider Curry against the Milwaukee Bucks. 24th in points allowed. Curry literally came off a stinker. He hasn't exceeded this line in 5 of his last 6. He's due a monster game. Is it going to be tonight? I'm not sure. What I would do is this. This is the play. You take Curry, you go on chalkboard, you flex him down to 24. Alternate line, you hammer it because Curry's probably going to get 25 points. Over 24.5. This would be my best guess. I think that is the move. I'm not going to take it at 27.5, but we're not limited to PrizePicks. We got parlay play. We got chalkboard. We can take alternate lines, people. Stop being tribalistic. I'm giving you the code Crush on any of them. You get the free trial. You get the deposit match. You get Captain Crush's blessing. What else do you want? A Red Bull and a bag of popcorn? Get in the cord and I'll sponsor you a Red Bull and a popcorn, baby. Now, yesterday, I talked about Banchero's dunks. I can't remember if I talked about it on the YouTube or just in the cord, but he was in my slip, and I'm going right back to him at half a dunk against the Washington Wizards. I could absolutely 100% see Paolo throwing it down, bang, posterizing Kuzma tonight in Washington, the nation's capital. Yes, capital, baby. I think he's going to get this dunk. I'm taking it, and that's me, Captain Crush, paying homage to Eddie Edwards, the king of chalk. So like I said, there's much to do and much to talk about, but I gotta have something for the live stream because cooking it live at 3 p.m. Central Time just doesn't have the same hit as cooking it at 5 Central when we have all the pieces to the puzzle. Now, some of you will counter and say, Cap, everything's already been bumped. Well, I put out my stuff that I like bumped the night before. You gotta be in the court for that. But I'm still coming on here to give you analysis. I'm telling you, you're gonna want to take a look at Jared Allen. The lights might be too bright, Jared Allen. Absolutely. Remember, no Mobley, no Donnie. He's going to have his way against the Atlanta Hawks. Who's going to stop him? Clint Capella? I don't think so. His points, his PR, etc. It's going to be in the mix. But I'm telling you, that is a live game that I'm going to be cooking live slip for today because I will be watching that game ringside, courtside, whatever you want to call it. Captain Crush is going to be doing it. And you best be in the mix. And the next person I'm going to talk about, Jeremy Grant, revenge narrative. I don't think I can do it, Papa, but I wanted to call him out because maybe someone's going to be talking about him in the mix. You got to consider him. Dame Lillard, got him last night at 35.5 PRA. He's absolutely in the mix. Ayo, pause. No, Ayo Dasanmu. I'm taking my shot. 29.5 fantasy score for Ayo. He's been cooking, and I'm not going to let it stop now, baby. I've been cashing him all week long. And speaking of fantasy score, with Curry, if you just want to take his fantasy score, he has 50-point upside. You can go right there. 39 is too low. I don't care. If the game stays close, he's hitting. And then finally, Domantas Sabonis, 49.5 fantasy score. I'm taking it, and I'm willing to go down with the ship, Papa. Sabonis is averaging 1.48 fantasy points per minute with a 23% usage rate. Let's go over to the calculator and do a little bit of basic math. 1.48, put your little grubby paws over here, times 35 if it's a close game. Bang! We get a 51 burger. A 51 burger. What's the fantasy score? It's 49.5. It's crispy. It checks all the boxes. Sabonis versus Davis. Who's going to get that W? Two bigs clash head to head in Los Angeles. I think Sabonis is going to get it done. Now, there's one last person that Captain Crush wants to talk about, and that's a man by the name of Duop Reith facing my Oklahoma Thunder. Now, they don't have him on the board right now, but when they do, you got to target old Duop. It's crazy. There's no books out there that have any action for anyone besides Jeremy Grant and Anthony Simons. Once again, more reason to be in Captain Crush's live stream. You can go to Jalen Williams on the other side. You can take his 8.5 R plus A, and you can get it in the mix because he's probably hitting. We will discuss Duop Reith once we are in the live stream today because they will put those lines up for us then. Now, my boy Jalen Williams is being projected to go under in my model, but you know what? It's a gut call. They already moved it up to 9, and I think it still has push equity. I think Jalen Williams has a chance to hit this for us. I'm going to take a shot on it. I don't love it, but I want Duop Reith, and they don't have it on the board yet, so what are we to do? We just gotta wait and bide our time. Remember, don't forget about Sabonis. Don't forget about Garland. Don't forget about Jared Allen. Don't forget about Captain Crush. CaptainCrush.net, gold package. You get in there, $24.99. You use your promo code. You get the first month 50% off. You can't beat it with a stick. I'm telling you, I hope to see you guys in the live stream. Hopefully you learned something from today's early video. Sorry you couldn't see my pretty mug. And you best believe that Captain Crush, he's going to give a master class on live stream later today at 5 Central. You can't see it, but here's the salute. And as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush.